Greetings, everybody. It's your old pal Frank here, and happy Friday, and welcome once again to everyone's favorite show on YouTube, the Friday Recap. So, folks, today I have a package that actually came in the mail today, as well as this package that arrived on Wednesday, and I just never got around to opening it. Also, I have this PWE here from Trading Card Database, and well, you see, this kind of thing is usually reserved more for my backlog mail series, just because this comes from the backlog mailbox. And the only reason why I pulled this out is because I was moving some stuff around, and I decided to take a deep dive in the backlog mailbox and check and see how old some of the mail is that's in there. And I pulled this out, and this comes all the way from Australia. I know what's in this envelope, but again, I was just curious how long I've had it. And the cancellation stamp on it says August 22nd, 2025. And today we are June 26th, 2026. So I've had this almost one full year. So I think it's finally time to open it. And this will be opened last, depending on how long it takes to get through these first two packages. And yeah, so 3 items in total for today. But of course, before we get started, you guys know the routine. We do not look at anything or open anything until we have our card of the day. And with receiving this package right here today, I'm very excited because the contents of it are new Martys for the Marty PC. So I figured, since we're going to be adding some new Martys, why not make the card of the day a Marty card? And up until today, we have the newest acquisition to the Marty PC, and it is this 2010 Panini America Prime patch numbered to 25. And if you saw Monday's video, you would have seen me open the package this came in. So there we go. Also, speaking of the Marty PC, I had to make an adjustment to the Marty meter. Yes. If you watched Monday's video, with this addition to the PC, I originally had 1,165 on here. But now we're at 1,162. And that is because I went looking on Trading Card Database, and it turns out that for unique Martys, yes, we have 1,162. But I do actually have 3 duplicates. Now, mind you, they are all part of sets. So that's the only reason why I have 3 doubles. And the 3 doubles I have are from the 2018 Upper Deck Stonewallers subset, the base card for the first Tim Hortons Team Canada set, and there was a mini set Upper Deck put out in the early to mid 2000s where they took some players and they turned them into superheroes. There was Marty Brodeur, Alex Ovechkin, Crosby. There was a Zdeno Chara. I forget the other ones. Anyway, so I have 2 of the two Brodeurs, one for the PC and one for that set. So yes. So with duplicates, we're at 1,165, but uniques, we're at 1,162. So Yeah, that's that. So now, after that huge, long-winded open and introduction, what do you say we finally get to opening this mail? Huh? Okay. No, we're not going to start with the Martys. I got to leave you in a bit of suspense. We're going to open this. And I can tell you right now, it is not something from Amazon. This is obviously a recycled bubble mailer. What it is, I can say, is another card off the 2026 top 10 list. So, that's cool. Now let me just check hold this up to the light, make sure I'm not cutting into anything vital. Alright. Get that bad boy open. And what do we got inside? More packaging. Okay. And inside there, more packaging. Can't go wrong with more packaging. And there it is. Oh, that's cool. All right. So, sorry, I'm just reading the back of the card. When it comes to my collection, it's primarily hockey, followed by baseball, then, actually no, probably hockey, non-sports, baseball, football, basketball, and then miscellaneous stuff in between. And one thing I would like to add more of here and there is some boxing. And I figured if I'm going to add boxing to the collection, no, I'm not going to go after the old Parkhurst stuff or the little mini tobacco cards, because I know some of those are very expensive. But if I'm going to go after boxing, there's only one man to go after to really start any boxing cards in a collection. So I have here from the 1991 KO boxing set, card number 235 in a PSA 7. It is none other than Mr. Cassius Clay himself, Mr. Muhammad Ali, and I just love it that it's like a hologram card. So I saw this on eBay and I was like, oh yeah, we are so going with that. And then you got all the stats on the back. His first fight in 64 with Sonny Liston, and going down to 1980 against Larry Holmes. So, yep. This was definitely a must get. So, there we are. I did originally want to add some karate stuff. And of course, I wanted to get either Chuck Norris or Bruce Lee. And there were some 70s Chuck Norris and Bruce Lee cards on eBay. But within the first couple days after Chuck Norris passed away, they were still affordable. And then about a week later, the prices jumped through the roof, and I think the cheapest ones were like $200. And I'm like, no, I'm not paying that. So I guess I'll have to hold off on any Chuck Norris or Bruce Lee stuff for now, but that's okay. I can be patient, and yeah, so maybe in the future, maybe for 2027 or whatever, maybe Chuck Norris or Bruce Lee will be finding its way into the collection. But for now, well, let's be happy with Muhammad Ali. All right, now let's get into this little bad boy here and check out the new Martys we're adding to the collection. So, okay, ooh, one rip. Buck was hungry. Alright, let's put that there. Let's get this painter's tape off. Also, I just realized today being June 26th, today is NHL Draft Day. So is anyone out there excited for said NHL Draft tonight? Will you be watching? If so, let me know in the comments. Who are you most excited to see on the trade block? Who are you most excited to see go where and in what place and whatnot? Okay. I looked at the draft order just before clicking record, and I know since Montreal went 2 rounds in the playoffs, they're like way down on the draft list. I think they're like 28th place or something. So, yeah. Anyway, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Okay, so we have 3. Just make sure there's no dual cards in any of the top loaders. No, okay. So we have 3 new Marty jersey cards, actually. So first off, we have from 2002 private stock titanium. This is actually a dual-sided game-worn jersey. So we got Brodeur on one side, and we have Jason Arnott on the other. So, of course, I got it for Marty. Secondly, we have from 2000 Upper Deck, we have a legendary game jersey. And finally, we have from 2002 Tops, we have, Stadium Club. We have a authentic game-worn jersey, Fabric of Champions. So, there we go. That's 3 new ones. So, let's count them off. 1, 2, 3. So now, we officially have 1,165 unique Martys in the PC and 1,168 total in the collection. So, very, very cool. What am I doing? I'm already starting to put stuff away. Oh, boy. And now, let's crack into this PWE all the way from not just Australia, from South Australia. So, let me get my letter opener here. Let's see if I can get into this with no problem. Come on. Come on. No, almost there, almost there. There we go. Okay, you put you there. You put the letter opener away. And we just rip into the cardboard here. Ooh. So, as a lot of you know, I really, really like the 1998 Magic the Gathering Unhinged set. And I also like the sister set, the Unglued set. And what we have here, if I get them all out, is some new additions to that set, as well as I believe some DC Comics amalgam cards, and I think possibly a couple more for the DC versus Marvel set. I will see here in just a second. Hold on. Those are all Magic. Those are amalgam. Magic, 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 Magic. Amalgam, amalgam, amalgam. Magic, 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 Magic. Amalgam, amalgam, amalgam. Okie dokie. So we got all the Magic. We got all the amalgam cards. That's that. So you know what? Since there's more Magic, we'll start with the amalgam cards first. And if any of you out there are not familiar with amalgam, basically back in the mid-90s, around 95, 96, DC Comics put out amalgam comics, which basically took DC characters and Marvel characters and combined them together, aka a amalgamation of two characters. And some of the characters were pretty cool, like Moonwing instead of Nightwing. Or we have their version of Wonder Woman, but it's basically Wonder Woman and Storm mixed together. Or Mr. X, which is basically Doctor Strange and I think Mr. Fantastic. So, that's that. Mariner, of course, is a combination of Aquaman and Submariner. We got Runaway, which is basically Rogue and I forget who else. There's Dare. Looks almost like looks like a combination of Daredevil and, or maybe it's Elektra and someone else. I forget. I'm sure there's some comic know-it-all out there. Sorry to use the word know-it-all. That knows a lot of these characters. Dial HUSK. There you go. And then there was a subset. This is Birth of an Amazon. So these are the secrets of the amalgam universe. And we also have, this is actually like a puzzle card. So that's Hyena. So that's basically the Joker and Sabretooth mixed together. And it's part of a battle with, well, Darkclaw, which was basically Batman and Wolverine mixed together. Again, very, very, very cool concept. And I kind of wish they would actually bring it back, because I loved the amalgam stuff. I thought it was really cool. All right, now on to the Magic the Gathering Unglued or Unhinged, whichever set this is. I keep mixing them up. So we got Teen Spirit. And I love the flavor text on a lot of these cards. Like, due to some late night partying, the chicken missed the group photo. It's just a bunch of animals. Now we got the Elvish Impersonators. Temp of the Damned. Not the Graveyard Shift again. Foul Play. We got Deadhead. I'm back from the dead, this zombie moaned. And they were far out, man. Double Cross. growth spurt, and everything on the card's all cracked and broken. Cardboard carapace. His armor's actually made out of magic cards. Ow. Kind of explains itself. Clambassadors. Sorry we shelled your village. Here's some gold. Or clam session. I like the flavor text. If you're familiar with the old song Duke of Earl, this one's Duke, 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 Duke of Pearl. ... Denied. Flock of rabid sheep. And their bleating was like a wet salmon slapped upon the land. Landfill. Organ harvest. Lucy, you got some splaining to do. Get a life. Give me 5 or whatever you got. Night of the Hokey Pokey. That's what it's all about. And finally, we have Mesa or Misa chicken. Lo Lord of Layers, proudly comb-crested, hero to hens, father to feathers, crowing sun caller, weaver of wattle, elder to eggs. Hey, I don't make it up. That's coming from, that's a passage from the Rooster Saga, man. Are any of you still here watching? If you are, that's awesome. But I feel 22 minutes is already way long enough. So that's all I got for you today. I hope you enjoyed it on this Friday afternoon. If you did, you know the routine. Sound off in the comments below. Let me know what were some of your favorite cards shown off today as well. Before leaving, make sure to dip on down into the description of this video as well as every other video that I post, because there's always a ton of awesome links down there to a ton of awesome channels that I think you should be checking out if you're not already. And of course, before leaving, if you'd like to, though you don't have to if you don't want to, click that subscribe button, and if you do, make sure to click the little bell next to it so it lets you know when my videos go live. Alrighty, so that's it for me. I hope you guys have a great remaining Friday. Hope you guys have an awesome weekend, and I will see you back here on Monday for either some backlog mail or some fresh mail. But until then, I say to all of you out there watching, laters!